I don't need the microphone, do I?
You do need a microphone, yes, you do.
No, I can't.
You don't?
No, I don't. I can't do this. I can't multitask.
Does he need it? Yes?
No. I'll try my best. Hang on. Can I borrow your glasses? That's right, I got these ones. Very, very kind. Hello. Very kind and very generous of you, Gareth. Well, thank you, Gareth, for a wonderful introduction and your kind words. Firstly, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Neil, father of the bride. For this day only. This is the only opportunity I'll have to do the father of the bride speech. So I might get a little emotional. I might forget a few things, so please bear with me. A minor cycling accident and a slight altercation with Andrew several weeks ago contributed to lack of memory skills. So I have got 5 sheets here with lots and lots of bullet points on. But I'd like to publicly apologise to Andrew for knocking him off his bike. But that will teach him for racing me down the hill. Or teach me for trying to beat him down the hill. I wasn't sure. But sorry, Andrew. It gives me great pleasure to stand here today in front of you all on this, I must say, a wonderful occasion. And to say that I've been looking forward to it is a bit of an understatement, I must be honest. But now it's actually here and today has come. It's been a wonderful experience and something that Delith and I will never forget, really. I'd like to thank for everyone joining us here to celebrate Harry and Morris's wedding. All of you here represent our family and friends. And I'm just going to go through some of our little close-knit groups. Obviously, there's the Trumans, lovely family. The Neumanns, a lovely family. Our school friends and former pupils. It's lovely to see former pupils here. The family from Municipal. Yeah, can't forget those. CrossFit Pembrokeshire, of course. Yeah, that table over there. And Sam, we didn't use your speaker. The St. David's gang. Yeah. What a bunch they are. I never want to see them again after today. And obviously the friends and our family for today from the Plaza. They've, over the last couple of weeks, months since Harry's been involved, they've been fantastic help. And we've been out during the week. Today was the first time I'd come in here to see what had been done, and it's absolutely fantastic. And a big special mention must go to Bethan Jones. Who was pardon? She's hiding around the corner. She's worked tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't thank her enough. So diolch yn fawr i ti. Another special mention must go to Kirsty and Martin. Yeah, Kirsty is Della's cousin who has been helping arranging all the flowers here. She came down from the Bull during the week, and honestly I can't thank her enough. So again, diolch. Hang on. Oh yes, you've all sacrificed holiday plans. You've made travel arrangements. Some travel further than others. So once again, I thank you. It means a lot, and your presence here is really, truly appreciated. Will you please be upstanding for a toast to absent friends and family? Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day. Unseen and heard, but always near. Still loved, still missed, and very dear. Cheers. Thank you very much. That's the first page done. Nearly there.
How many have you got?
6 or 7. If you could just wake Pee-wee up. Right. Moritz. I've got a page on him. It's not, well, no, it won't take long. What can I say? And here are some words that I would use really to describe him. I don't like the speaker. And I really mean this. Driven, determined, honest, humble, loving, caring. The only one weakness is his time management skills. He is so laid back, it's frightening. We were talking with Connor the day outside the garage, and Billy was saying, "Are we going training?" And Billy said, "Yeah, okay, we'll go in 10 minutes." I said, "Well, tell Morris we're going in 5," because I knew he was there on his laptop typing away. But no, that's it. Morris, I just want you to know how happy I was to walk Harry down the aisle today, and to know that she'd chosen well. And I thank you for that. Christmas Day. Oh, sorry, I've missed a point out. I think this is an appropriate time to thank Kai and Andrea, that's Morris's parents, for producing a really truly wonderful young man. Sorry, Harry. Okay, so someone that you should be both, and I know you are, truly proud of. So I thank you for that. How's it going, Gareth? Gareth, everything right?
Yeah, great.
Thank you, bud.
Well.
Thank you.
7 at the moment, 7.
It was a little stretch now. Christmas Day 2021. Morris asked me, or told me, I can't really remember. But I wasn't going to argue that he was planning to ask for Harry's hand. Although I may have shown it on the day, Morris, I was a touch emotional. But I was relieved for the both of us, because I know she was putting you under pressure. They say that a daughter usually marries a man with the same characteristics as their father. Well, say no more. Just a few stone lighter and a little less hair. Morris has many impressive attributes, but the most important to me is his strength of character, and I'm sure he'll have an influence on our daughter's long-term happiness. There is nothing more important to any parent than knowing that their daughter is being cared for with love and integrity, and we are happy that he makes Harry happy. Hang on, right. During Harry's first year in Cardiff teaching, she was travelling home from school, and she wasn't feeling very well, so she called her mother up. You're looking at me, this isn't a joke. And she called her mother up to say hello? Hello? To say what the problem was. So Della told her to go straight to the Heath. So she did. And after several tests, it was confirmed that she had sepsis. So the doctor was called us straight away. So Della and I were on our way home from school. Billy was already in Cardiff. Billy was already in Cardiff, so I'm going to put glasses on. Yeah, Billy was already in Cardiff. Morris was training, and Del and I were on our way home from school, so we went straight to Cardiff then. And after several tests, she spent several nights in intensive care, and she was let out a couple of days afterwards. We went home, but Morris then stayed 2 nights on the floor. And it was only after that particular time I realised that he was the one for her, because he was rather uncomfortable there. So I didn't want that. So I thank him for that. He did, he looked after her. And the last little point about him is the relationship he has with Billy. And it's a wonderful relationship and a wonderful friendship. And I am really truly proud of the both of them. And for the past 6 years, is it 6 years? I think so. For the past 6 years, he has been considered as really son number 2. Yeah. So I thank him for that. You done, Moritz? Yeah. You actually got away with that quite well.
Six.
Yeah, sorry, Gareth. The dress. Well, what can I say? And this morning we were waiting around in the house, and I was about to go in for a swim at 10 o'clock. And Della said to me, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going for a swim now." She said, "No, you've got to get changed ready for Harry to be downstairs now in a minute." But the moment I saw her walking down the stairs and she came into us in the lounge, she looked absolutely fantastic. And she wrote me another thing I should have said at the start. She wrote me a card this morning. I can see if I fix it. Yeah. Testing. Lovely. And it's been like a bloody military operation. Countless episodes of Say Yes to the Dress. And in January, Delith and Harry, they were off to Grace Loves Lace in Cardiff. London. I have got it written there. It's gone down to 5 now, go. I have got it written there for the appointment.
Keep still.
June, Harry was about to leave for a trip with the girls to go to France, to go to Spain. And she FaceTimed me to explain that the dress had been shipped and it was on its way. And it was as if it was like a member of the family was travelling from Australia to meet us here for the wedding. She put me in charge of tracking the dress. What a responsibility. I had 2 simple instructions. The first to be at Hop Gardens when it arrived, to prevent Bruno and Betsy chewing it apart, and to keep Moritz away from it. That didn't go to plan. I was self-isolating, and he was at the gym. But Del called me to say that it was at Hop Gardens, and he was going to be there within half an hour. Thankfully, we were flying home from school, but as always, Harry beat us there and saved the day. And she saved the day, sorry. But I know that Moritz and I were in the doghouse for that. I was so relieved when the actual dress arrived home in Denby, in Fairway, hung up in the cupboard, mission accomplished. But after seeing Harry in the dress this morning, I can acknowledge she undoubtedly chose well. She looked absolutely stunning, and it was well worth the wait. Page 3 is all about Harry.
Thanks. You're next.
Behave. Words that epitomise Harry, and I've got a few as well, and I could have had about 10 pages. But resilient, sensitive, passionate, emotional, enthusiastic, disciplined, and I mean these. Over the years, these dramatic, loving, and obviously gorgeous. I could go on and on, but my favourite really would be when she used to play netball, the 2 words I'd say she would be feisty and fast, and I loved it. The bond between a father and a daughter, like all parents here, is a special one. But I think the bond between that Delith has, the mother and daughter, exceeds that. They love spending time, whether it's walking, training, watching netball, watching any sport really. And unfortunately for me, over the years, they love spending time shopping. But I am so relieved. From this day onwards, those expensive little shopping trips to Cardiff are going to be shared with Moritz. And I just want to mention as well how proud I am to say that Delith is my wife. And I mean that. And as the Bee Gees say, she's more than a woman to me. And are you talking over there? And how wonderful they both look today. And I do want to say I love them both to bits. I've got you to take a moment. February the 2nd, 1997, a date and a moment Delith and I will never forget. I can remember holding Harry in my arms for the first time, my heart bursting with pride and joy. Her greeny blue eyes, her chunky little arms and legs. She hasn't changed much. She was, and simply still is, she was perfect. Special moments, again, like all parents, you've got so many special moments, but I've just put a couple down here. Our family times down the harbour, Penally Beach, we spent a lot of time, and on the Paragon. Summers in France with John and Gwan as Delith's parents. In the summers there in France, we were in Varbes, Laval, La Ramière, and they were special times. School productions. Again, there were some classics. many star performances, but my favourite was the school nativity play in St. Tyler's, and Harry came home and she was desperate to be Mary. And she came home and she was absolutely gutted that she was a camel. I thought, oh, Christ. But little did she know the play was called The Hopeless Camel, and it was all about the camel. Or Harry, really. Sport and achievements. I have to mention a bit of sport because there's lots of PE staff here and all sports people in Crossford, Pembrokeshire, etc. But I have to say that they were cut short really due to 3 full knee reconstructions. The first when she was 16, and the rehab for that is 9 to 10 months for ACL. And both Harry and I now consider ourselves experts in ACL reconstruction and rehab. What could have been is a question. What could have been is a question I will always ask myself, really. But the sacrifices Harry made to get back on the court, the commitment, resilience, and motivation shown was astonishing. And although it was cut short at 16, I was so proud of her. She was a fighter, never gives up, always smiling, and I admit she kept this going through some difficult times there. Moving on from that. She planned the wedding in 6 months, and I'm glad if it had been any longer, I'd have swum past Goldie and kept going. She planned the wedding in 6 months, and obviously teaching, and especially primary teachers out there, you spend your life planning. I don't know what the hell you're doing, it's bonkers. But your school commitments are absolutely astonishing, and she's done that as well as completing her masters. So she's done superbly well. Academic ability, I must be honest, I don't know where she comes from, it's certainly not me. She follows her mother. Both Delith and I are so proud of the woman that she has become, and absolutely certain that she will make a truly great wife, a fantastic mother. After all, she's learned from the best. And to me, Harry and Maurice are the perfect couple. And I'd like to end this speech with a very short quote from Shakespeare that John read at our wedding nearly 30 years ago. The best maker of all marriages is combining your hearts in one. So can you please raise your glasses? Be upstanding, sorry. And can we toast Harry and Moritz? Harry and Moritz. Thank you. Done.
Hello. Thank you very much, Neil, for your kind words. So, on behalf of my wife and I, I'd like to say a few words. So first of all, thank you all for coming. We can't thank you enough. Please do your best to relax, have fun, and later on embarrass yourselves on the dance floor. Okay, firstly, I'd like to start with some thank yous. I'd like to thank, hello? I'd like to thank the Place Hyfryd, all the staff, and especially Beth. So when we first arrived at the Place 6-7 months ago, we didn't get, right, here's option 1, 2, 3, pick one. You know, that's what you get. Beth said to Harry, you know, go on, tell us, what do you want? We want to make the day really special. And, you know, they've done just that. They've done absolutely everything to make it our day, you know. So as a token of our gratitude, we'd like to give Beth a gift, please. Come on, Beth. Just throw it. Pass it down. Huh? Yeah? Shall I go out? Just come on. Come on, Beth. We'll give you a proper hug later, yeah? Awesome. Right, thank you to Kirsty for the flowers on the staircase. A lot of the flowers she's helped Harry, you know, around the room and making this place look amazing. And a lot of what she's done isn't just this week, it's been the last kind of few months, you know. I'm sure she's put lots of, you know, she has put lots of time and effort into her evenings, into her days off, you know, making sure this day is amazing for us and for Harry. Yeah, honestly, she's worked out so hard and she's, you know, we couldn't have done it without her. We'd like to thank Julie Kahane for the flower arrangements, the buttonholes, and also to Amy for the favours. Look in then. Thank you to my ushers for all their help today. Yeah, Connor. Hey, Right. Thank you to Connor for the car. It's not mine. I wish it was, but it's not. Thank you for everything that you do, Connor. Thanks for coming to all the support, the CrossFit competitions. You know, you do it all. Amazing. Thank you to my brother, one, Johannes, for finally finding a suit in time. And thank you to Finn for literally doing what we asked, following the link, buying the suit. Amazing. Pops, we'd like to thank Pops for helping towards the cost of the church. Church was amazing, you know, it was perfect for us, and obviously there's a lot of sentimental value there too. Thank you to Amy and Yestin for being so musically gifted, and I think everyone will agree. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think everyone will agree. Obviously, they played, you know, amazingly, and they just made that atmosphere. It was amazing, you know. So yeah, we got a gift for you, Yestin and Amy. Come on up. Good, Yestin. Right, thank you to my family, the Neumanns. I know that with a family of this size, it can be quite hard to arrange a kind of mutual date for all of us to meet in the same room, you know, same date, location, all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad that today has done the trick. Thank you for welcoming Harry into the family. You know, from day one, from the moment you met her, you've been amazing, and she is super proud that she's able to join the Neumanns. She's really proud of you guys. I'd like to thank my mum and dad. Thank you for all the support, you know, my whole life, for guiding me, just letting me forge my own path in life, and just kind of any time I've needed it, they've been there for support, okay? Again, with a family so big, with 5 kids, all within 3 years of each other, I know that it can't be hard, can't be easy, but I mean, all of us, I think that we've turned out all right. So I think that you've both done a great job. Right, to my siblings, thank you for keeping me on my toes. So firstly, thank you to Yana for being like another mother, always being caring for all of us siblings and making sure we're all okay. You've never ever lost that caring streak, and it means the world to all of us Neumanns. Thank you to Lisa for being my best friend growing up and for playing every single sport under the sun with me. We're all super proud of you, and everyone knows how that's going. So we're super chuffed with how hard you work, and wish you all the best now this year. Johannes and Finn. So, like all brothers, we've grown up, we've played, we've fought like hell for the last kind of 15 years or so, or at least the first 15 years of my life, our lives. Although that is understandable, as it must be quite hard seeing a newer and better looking version of yourself every single day. Thank you to Johannes. Thank you to Johannes for being there intellectually. He's helped me so much, all through the years with all that brainy stuff that I know nothing about. Getting me out parking tickets, schoolwork, stuff like that. Although intelligent, and Sam will agree with me, if you weren't so clumsy, we would make a great CrossFitter out of you. I've never seen someone so determined. Finn, we've always been mucking around, making fun of each other as we grow up, but again, you give me great advice, and also you share my interest in cars, which is great. It's fun. So we're all on different paths. We are all figuring out life by ourselves, but we'll always be there for each other. So, ladies and gents, please raise your glasses for the people who make us who we are today, our family and our parents. Family, parents. Hey. I needed that sip as well. Right, bridesmaids. Mia, Lisa, Jazz and Holly. Harry has been at the head of a beautiful procession of women today. Girls, thank you so much for being by her side, for the late night calls, listening to her rants, and for your continuous support of Harry since we met. This is literally the most important day of our lives, and I know that, and your support means so much to us, so thank you. I know that she couldn't have picked a more wonderful group of friends, so if we could raise our glasses to the bridesmaids. To the bridesmaids. Cheers, girls. Right. Delith and Neil. Delith and Neil, thank you both welcoming me into your family from day one. Anyone who knows Delith and Neil knows how amazing they are. I know how much you care for Harry, and I know how close the Trumans are as a family. Thank you for raising her so well and providing her with all the opportunities. I will do everything, and I mean everything, to continue to look after her. Thank you for all the sacrifices you've made, helping us with this wedding, financially, emotionally, and everything in between. You've raised a beautiful, determined, and strong-minded daughter with a great head on her shoulders. You've done so much for me over the years, but tonight you've given me the greatest gift of all, the gift of your beautiful daughter, Harry. Delith, and this is going to be a follow-on of what Neil has said, so thank you for being Harry's rock. It is because of you and what you've done for her that makes her into the amazing woman that she is today. You've passed on incredible traits to your daughter: kindness, brains, beauty, and your shopping habits. Neil, again, thank you for your generous words. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Harry's got your passion, your selflessness, tan, and she's got your... To be fair, they've all got a good tan. And she's got your dimples. It is a big commitment to welcome me into your house. Your only daughter. Billy is massive already. He already eats a lot. And then when I came along, obviously I didn't help things. So for those of you that didn't know, Gareth, Pee-wee and Neil worked and still work together. So I remember that Gareth and Pee-wee would joke with Neil, obviously when I was staying over and having dinner and stuff. They said that I'd be sneaking down in the middle of the night, helping myself to the fridge and his protein. Neil, I've said it for years, you truly are one of the most selfless men that I've ever met. You've helped us so much with the house, building things, fixing things, and everything in between. Every time you do it, and everyone who knows Neil will agree, every time he does it, it's without complaint. Everything you do and every decision you make, it's for Delith, it's for Harry and Billy. They're so lucky to have you, as am I. Ladies and gents, I'd like to toast my in-laws, please. In-laws. Lovely. Billy. Thank you to Billy for organising the best and the worst stag of my life. We had a great time in Berlin. As for the home stag, I can't remember. But I heard it went down with a bang. Billy is like Harry, in absolutely no way whatsoever. But what they do share is an unwavering passion and a closeness to family, a heart of gold and a beaming smile to match. I've known you for as long as I've known Harry. You've been like a little brother to me, as well as one of my best mates. You're my partner for Ironman, for CrossFit competitions, and you're an asset to any team that you're a part of. They're really lucky to have you, as am I. And I'll leave it there, or you'll think I'm marrying him. Adam, you were and still are a massive inspiration to me, as well as one of my best friends. I've learned so much from you, whether it's about training, business, or life advice. You have an amazing family, Sophie, and the boys. You have an amazing family, and you continue to be one of the hardest working people that I know. But you don't complain, and I've never seen you put it on your Instagram story. Thank you for being here with me today, and thank you for being one of my best friends. And thank you for being one of the only people in Pembrokeshire that I know sober enough to drive me home from A&E that time. So, a toast, please. Here's to great friendships and everlasting memories. Thank you, Billy and Adam, for always being there. Please raise your glasses to the best men. Best men. And now, I'd like to thank someone rather special. I can confidently say that everyone will agree with me on how beautiful you look. The one thing Harry said, you might have said it, a few days ago, you're going to cry when I walk down the aisle. And I was like, no, I'm not going to cry. I'll keep it together. I'm not super emotional. And hello. I'm not super emotional. But, with all the music changed and the beautiful bridesmaids walking down the aisle. And then I was just anticipating it. I knew it was going to hit me. And then it was just like a wave of emotion. And then, just to see Neil walking Harry down the aisle, she looked absolutely beautiful, still does. And she looks like that every single day, okay? I really am the luckiest man ever. So Harry, thank you for agreeing to marry me in the first place. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for you. Thank you so much for your support, your commitment, and your love ever since we met. Harry, I really didn't know what was missing from my life before I met you. And I feel so lucky in today that I've married my best friend. Hello. So the last couple of weeks I've been asked if I was nervous. And the answer is yes. Nervous about the ceremony, the first dance, and especially the speech. But I've never had a single doubt in my mind that getting married to Harry will be the greatest thing that I ever do in my life. So, where did we meet? We met in early 2017 at Tenby Rugby Club. I was playing rugby, and Harry and Billy, they went to go and watch. I remember we walked past each other and gave each other a friendly smile. Billy always had such a nice smile. We got talking on Snapchat, which very quickly turned into FaceTimes. Almost 6 years, a few holidays, several jobs, a move back home from Harry, a house, and 2 dogs later, here we are. Somehow along the way, I really don't know how it happened, but I didn't scare her off. She managed to see that even though I was finding my feet in this world, I cared for her and the future of our relationship. It's one of the many, many, many reasons that I love you. You didn't care that I didn't go to uni, get a certain type of job, earning a certain level of money. You always said to me, and I quote, she said this years ago, she said it often, she said, I wouldn't care if you were a bin man. As long as I come home to you every night, that's all I care about. We've been planning this wedding for over 6 months now. And when I say we, one of the best things about being a man is that the weddings just organize themselves. I really, really do need to give Harry all the credit in the world. She has single-handedly, with the help of her mother and certain important others, Kirsty, and so on, organized this whole day. She's created pretty much everything that you can see in this room and beyond. You know, everything, I've seen it all, little and often over the last 7 months. You know, Harry in her evenings after school. Obviously, she's doing a master's and things like that. So you know, it's been going on for the last 7 months. But it was only yesterday and kind of the day before where it all comes into one day, into one room, that I really see how much she's done. And honestly, like Neil. You know, it's another trait, just without complaint. You know, she just gets on with it. She just does it. It's amazing. Her level of organization and attention to detail is nothing new, to be honest. She's like this with every single thing that she does, and anyone who knows Harry knows that she just won't stop until it gets done. I personally think that one of the main reasons why Harry and I are so good together, because she's the heart of the relationship, and I'm the head of the relationship. Together, we balance each other out. She definitely makes me a better person, and I hope I do her too. So Harry often jokes that when she's in school, she's teaching the class, it might be a Friday afternoon, it might be raining, and the kids are kind of playing up, as kids do, you know, they're just kids. And she'll look around the room, she's looking for the adult. Oh, right, that adult's me, so it's her. And it just kind of shows how much she's grown into the incredible woman that she is today. On many, many occasions, I've seen her as the adult in the room. One being relating her grams, where she had to deal with that, support her family, and keep up the demands with a busy university year. She was driving home from uni every single weekend and going back up to uni on the Sunday. And the other one being quite recently when her father and I were on our way to 2 different hospitals. I won't go into too much detail because I think it might be covered a little bit later on, but we know what happened. But in both instances, and more than that, there was no time to ask for help, get emotional. If this happened years ago, you know, I'm sure it would have been a very different story, but it shows how much she has evolved into the woman that she is today. When I think of our future together, there are many possibilities, many futures to choose from. One thing that's for certain is that we'll go through them together. I think everyone's guilty of letting life get in the way sometimes. Obviously, there are things that come with a busy life, stress, grumpiness, lack of time, and compromises. I'm guilty of it all. My promise to you is that no matter what happens, you will always be my priority, and I'll do my best to treasure every single moment together. You make my life better every single day, and I wouldn't be where I am without you. I'm so excited by the future. I really have landed on my feet. That's it from me. I'd like to end on once again saying thanks to everyone for being here. It really means the world to have you all here, and this day would not be anywhere near what it is without you guys. So please have the best night. And so could everyone please, before they change their mind, before she changes her mind, please raise their glasses and be upstanding to my incredible new wife, Harry. So Harry.
Say it's sorry, boy. It's so nice to see, well, at least for me, so many new faces for this really special day. I actually didn't know you had that many friends, boss. But my brother and I, Johannes, wanted to just basically stand here, or at least we could at least stand here and talk to you how big and strong Moz is. But we thought that would be a waste of time. For the record, I beat Moz in an arm wrestle back in 2006, so I consider the matter settled. Instead, we wanted to take you on a bit of a journey back to the beginning and talk to you about all the other big things in Moz's life. So, as you can tell with the Neumann famous 5, the 5th was a bit of a surprise.
Thank you. So we've always been quite a big family. I mean, we take up a table just by ourselves. And in that vein, really, it was only back then when Mum had started exercising after having had triplets, doing all these step aerobics with her giant orange box, that she thought, hang on a second, something's not quite right. Like that post-triplet weight just wasn't shifting. So along came Moritz Bennett Neumann, born on the 9th of July, 1996. As the 5th and... as you always seem that much younger. He was the 5th and final baby. I guess it was 5th time lucky. So you will be absolutely shocked to hear that he was the heaviest of all of us at 4 kilos, more or less 3 times my size. Some things just don't change. So for those of you who don't know, Moritz grew up in Llandeloy, which is the back end of nowhere. It's in the middle of the countryside. And our childhood basically consisted of roaming the countryside. We were quite wild and free. For the neighbours that liked us and bribed us with sweets, we were the famous 5. For those that didn't like us, we were the feral 5.
True story.
It's actually quite true. We all had chores to keep us busy, from folding socks for a penny to picking berries in the garden. That was worth 10p a bowl. According to our parents, we were learning the value of hard work. If you ask us, it's either to keep us out of trouble, or it was just cheap labour. Okay. I don't actually remember Moritz earning any money at all, because he preferred to eat the berries before he got paid.
A big part of Moz's life has always been sports. He was even borrowed from primary school to run in the secondary school county sports race, which meant we always won the top spots. And I actually only found out recently that a lot of people are referred to us as the Neumanns. So Moz's CrossFit back then consisted of, and I've got a list here, athletics, swimming, tetrathlons, surf life saving, cross-country running, horse riding, shooting, and rugby. I'll leave it there, you get the picture. So, even with these sports at 15, Moz was still a weedy little shrimp. He was never a crowd follower either, and started to forge his own path during secondary school, when he found a sport that none of us really thought of. Wearing tight budgie smugglers. Of course, I mean lifeguarding. Oh,
my God, thanks. Okay, so like you've heard tonight, a big part of Moritz's character has always been his self-belief and determination. A primary school head teacher once said, "What Moritz does, he does well, but he only does what he wants." He's always had a good nose for a business opportunity. Whilst we were all slaving away in bars and cafes, he hit the jackpot as a lifeguard. It was well paid, chilled, and with plenty of Pembrokeshire sun. It's no surprise that most of us quickly followed him into the lifeguarding ranks, and for the first time in his life, he was the more senior person and got to tell us what to do. Since then, he's continued to forge his own path with that classic drive and self-determination, and he's made it a huge success.
So, as Moz starts his new journey, we just wanted to sort of close with a few words and say that we're so proud of who you've become, and just say that your heart is certainly the biggest and strongest muscle in your body. And it really shows in everything you do.
Harry, you know that you're marrying the kindest, wittiest, and most generous human being out there, and we sincerely welcome you to the family.
And that Moritz, Harry, Bruno, and Betsy, that we wish you the very best of life together.
So, if everyone could please raise their glasses and raise a toast to the most important people here, the bar staff.
Can you hear me right? Okay. So I'm going to leave the sentimental stuff until the end and go straight into how I met Moritz several years ago. I was at my in-laws, put that down, making coffee, my phone flashes, DM from Moritz Norman. I knew who he was, but we weren't particularly friendly at this point. A few words and a half-naked photo of him. And I have to say, I thought, this guy's won the genetic lottery. So, through a passion of training, I got to know him. The next thing, we were meeting up at Newgale Car Park Beach. And from there, we went to train with somebody who I knew well because I wanted to showcase how special he was. And I wanted to get their opinion because they're an elite coach in the world. And I had to see how far this guy could go. He took that a bit literally when I told him he could achieve anything by trying to ride his bike under the influence and getting nearly killed. Thank you for that. But I'm so proud of everything he's achieved. I really am. I didn't expect to feel this emotional doing this, but it's really hit me for six. It really has. From there, our relationship really just forged through training initially, but we've also done a lot of work together. And I'm not just saying this, I'm beyond proud of the person you've become as a man. And it's a huge pleasure to see how far you've come. I was told you'd be successful, but to see it happen is amazing. Sorry. I do recall the first time I met Harry as well, which is unsurprisingly in a gym. First impressions are very good, but within the first 10 minutes, Moz gets a text. I'll never forget this, telling us we're doing it wrong. I did think, if she's like this now, what will she be like in 5 years? But to be fair, she's accommodated his CrossFit and lowered her standards, so that's it. So I stand corrected on that. Sorry. Of all our memories together, largely around the gym, my fondest is when you held Ralphie, my eldest son. He fell asleep in your arms, and I've been trying to do that for 6 months. I was really jealous, and I was wondering, was I doing something wrong? But I'll never forget that. All to say, our relationship goes way deeper than training and fitness. Harry, I can't finish this without acknowledging you. I know how much support you've given Moritz, how patient you've been, and I know on times it would not have been easy because I've walked that journey. But I'm so proud of you, and I love the support you've given him because it proves to me like what you guys have is truly special. It really is. I'm beyond proud of what you've become together. I knew you'd get married when I first met you, or maybe not first time, that's a lie because you insulted me. Early on, I knew you guys would get married because I could see the relationship you guys had, beyond the initial stuff everyone wants. So it was amazing to see, and I'm so excited to see what is in the future for you guys. I really am. And if you guys choose to have kids, and I hope you do, they will be the luckiest kids in the world. They really will. So I just want to wish you the very best, and I'm very excited to see you guys blossom together, okay? So please join me and raise a toast for them. For Moritz and Harry.
Thank you, Gareth, for those lovely, kind words. Now, before I start, Mum's been going on to me all week that I need to say how lovely Harry looks. Harry, you look lovely. No, in all seriousness, you do look lovely. So a little introduction. I am Billy. I am Moritz's second best man. Nobody likes to be second best, but purely just for the occasion, I will let him off. So I first met Moritz on Instagram, posing in just his pants, giving it the bolt pose, and my thoughts were the same as everyone else. Who the hell is this wet wipe? Just put some bloody clothes on. 2 weeks later, he was over the house shaking mine and Dad's hand and nearly breaking it. To say it here at the time would have been an understatement, but we were having a stare off. He didn't know it at the time, but it was, and I won. Ever since that moment, I knew we were going to be good friends, and turns out I was his second best man. So everyone seems to think Moritz is this big, strong, intimidating person. You're right, he totally is. He's the type of person that will say he's going to do something and will actually do it. So I don't need to give any examples of this because everyone knows what this feeling is and we can relate to that. So we've done many things together as a duo, as the second best man. I played all of my 2 games of rugby for Tenby with Moritz. I'm not sure he actually wanted to play, but Mum only let me play if he was playing, and I'm not really sure why. We did Iron Man together. Well, not together. We started at the same time. And by the time I finished, he'd had 3 pints, a 3-course meal, and about 4 hours sleep. So during training, we did a long course weekend where we snuck out early so we didn't have to pay. And we were going up St. Daniel's Hill, which is one of the steep ones, and me and Dad were absolutely dying, like out of breath. And Moritz comes cycling past us and he says, "This is a nice easy pace, isn't it?" And me and Dad didn't even have the energy to reply. He was that good on a bike, he would cycle off a few miles ahead, come back and meet us, literally doing interval sessions on a 110-mile cycle ride. He was that good on the bike. Fair play to you, Moritz. I also did my first ever CrossFit competition with Moritz, and I'm not going to lie to you, it was the easiest thing I've ever had to do. All right? He did the majority of reps, the majority of weights, and when he took his top off, I didn't even have the pressure of anyone watching me in the crowd. Honestly, it was the easiest thing I would ever do. I would recommend it to a friend. Now, the moment most of you have been waiting for is the stag do's. So we went away to Berlin, which was everything we wanted. We did everything we wanted to do. We saw all the sights, all the 2 Irish bars, and Moritz got to display his good drinking skills, and he had his hand sellotaped to 2 bottles of wine. Within 20 minutes, they were gone, and it didn't even touch the sides. I did know he was a bit drunk, though, because I saw him and Maud Griff dancing on the table in the club, and I know he wouldn't want anyone to see his dancing skills. Now, we also had a home stag do, which the original plan was to do 1 pint in each pub, and there were 5 pubs. But some of the boys missed the away stag, and they thought, let's make up for it in the home one. So we had 2 pints in each pub. Ended up having 10 pints by the time we got to Tenby, and a few of the boys, Dad, Pee Wee, Jason, thought, do you know what, let's make up for it. We'll cycle off ahead and get the beers in. Well, you might have heard the saying, don't get too excited or you'll graze your knees. Well, Dad broke his collarbone and 4 ribs, Jason broke his collarbone, and Pee Wee was the cause of the accident. So you might think that was enough events for one night, but no. Moritz couldn't have them having all the attention. So, bearing in mind now, Moritz didn't wear a helmet for the whole occasion. Literally for the whole cycle, didn't have a helmet on. And one of the boys said, Moritz, I don't know whether Moritz just said, I'm going to wear a helmet now, but Moritz put on a helmet, and it was a good job he did, because within 10 metres from leaving the pub, He fell off his bike head first, was unconscious for 10 to 15 minutes, broke the helmet, and rushed to hospital. He was having head scans. Mum, Harry, spent the whole night in hospital, and luckily, he was all right. So when I got to school the next day, all the staff were asking, bloody hell, Bill, whose stupid idea was that? So I said, right, I'm not going to lie to you. I'll tell you the truth now. It was Adam. So I'm fully aware I've been given a time slot for this speech and I've gone 30 seconds over. However, I wasn't expecting to get this many laughs. So, last thing now is a card I got given on the way here. I'm not too sure who it is from, but I'll read it anyway. So it says, to Harry and Moritz, fuming we weren't invited today. After all those cuddles and walks, I thought we were good friends. And they also said a little quote, and it says, may you never lie, cheat or drink, but if you must lie, lie with each other, and if you must cheat, cheat death, and if you must drink, drink with us. Lots of love, Bruno and Betsy. So I would like to raise a toast now. If you could all be upstanding. And it is to the beautiful bridesmaids, the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Neumann, the ones that couldn't be here today, and to Helmut. Cheers.